The Crown's Future, Princess Leonor's journey to becoming Spain's next queen. In a world where royal families face unprecedented scrutiny and relevance questions, one teenage princess stands at the crossroads of tradition and modernity, carrying the weight of a nation's future on her shoulders. The flash of cameras illuminated the solemn ceremony as 18-year-old Princess Leonor of Asturias stepped forward to swear allegiance to the Spanish Constitution. Her voice, steady despite the magnitude of the moment, echoed through the historic chamber as she pledged to faithfully fulfill my duties, respect the rights of citizens and communities, and be loyal to the king. In that instant, on October 31, 2023, Spain witnessed not just a constitutional formality, but the emergence of its future sovereign, a young woman who embodies both the weight of centuries-old traditions and the hopes of a modern nation seeking its place in the 21st century. The making of a future queen. Princess Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz was born on October 31, 2005, into a Spain vastly different from the one her grandfather, King Juan Carlos I, had known during the transition to democracy. Her birth marked a historic moment. She would become the first female heir to the Spanish throne in the nation's history, thanks to the 2006 constitutional amendment that established absolute primogeniture, ensuring the firstborn child, regardless of gender, would inherit the crown. From her earliest public appearances, Leonor displayed a composure that seemed almost otherworldly for someone so young. Royal watchers noted how she carried herself during official ceremonies, her posture impeccable, her attention focused even during lengthy state functions that would challenge any child's patience. This wasn't mere training, it appeared to be an innate understanding of her role and its significance. Her parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, have been meticulous in crafting her education and public exposure. Unlike previous generations of Spanish royalty, Leonor's upbringing has been deliberately modern and accessible, yet without compromising the dignity expected of a future monarch. She attended the Santa María de los Rosales school in Madrid alongside children from various backgrounds, experiencing a relatively normal childhood despite the extraordinary circumstances of her birth. The sister dynamic, Leonor and Sofia. No examination of Princess Leonor's development would be complete without acknowledging the profound influence of her younger sister, Infanta Sofia, born on April 29, 2007. The two sisters present a fascinating study in royal sibling dynamics, Leonor, the measured future queen, and Sofia, often displaying more spontaneous expressions during public appearances. Their relationship offers glimpses into the human side of royal life that captivates public attention. During family outings and official events, cameras frequently capture moments of sisterly interaction, shared glances during solemn ceremonies, Sofia's occasional fidgeting contrasted with Leonor's steady composure, and the protective stance Leonor sometimes adopts toward her younger sister. The burden of primogeniture creates an interesting dynamic between the sisters. While Leonor prepares for a life of service and constitutional responsibility, Sofia enjoys relatively more freedom in choosing her path. Yet their bond appears strong, with both girls seeming to understand their respective roles within the family structure. Royal observers have noted how Leonor often includes her sister in conversations during public events, ensuring Sofia feels valued despite not being the heir. Queen Letizia has been particularly careful to ensure both daughters receive equal attention and opportunities, even as Leonor's constitutional role demands additional preparation and public exposure. The Queen's background as a journalist seems to inform her approach to managing her daughter's public image, understanding the media's appetite for royal content while protecting their privacy and normal development. A modern education for a future monarch. Princess Leonor's educational journey reflects the Spanish royal family's commitment to preparing her for modern leadership. Following her primary and secondary education at Santa María de los Rosales, she embarked on an international educational experience that would broaden her perspective beyond Spanish borders. In 2021, she began studying the International Baccalaureate at UWC Atlantic College in Wales, the same institution attended by several members of European royal families. This choice was particularly significant. It demonstrated the royal family's commitment to international education and multicultural exposure for their future queen. At Atlantic College, Leonor lived in a dormitory with students from around the world, participating in the institution's emphasis on international understanding, environmental stewardship, and social service. Her time in Wales was not merely academic. The college's maritime rescue program saw her training in coastal rescue operations, learning practical skills that connected her to Spain's proud maritime heritage. These experiences, far from the protected environment of royal palaces, provided her with real-world perspective and the kind of character-building experiences that traditional royal education often lacks. The transition from Welsh coast to Spanish military academy marked another crucial phase in her preparation. Following her constitutional oath, Leonor entered the General Military Academy of Zaragoza for a 3-year military education program. This decision continues a tradition among Spanish royals while adapting it for the modern era. She would be the first female heir to undergo military training as part of her preparation for the throne. The weight of history and expectation. Princess Leonor carries not just the expectations of the Spanish people, but the complex legacy of the Spanish monarchy itself. Her grandfather, King Juan Carlos I, played a crucial role in Spain's transition to democracy following Franco's death, earning widespread respect that later dimmed due to personal scandals and financial controversies that led to his effective exile. Her father, King Felipe VI, ascended to the throne in 2014 facing the challenge of restoring the monarchy's reputation and relevance. His reign has been marked by efforts to modernize the institution, increase transparency, and demonstrate the Crown's commitment to constitutional democracy and public service. Leonor's generation represents the next chapter in this ongoing evolution. The princess faces unique challenges that previous Spanish royals never encountered. Social media scrutiny, changing attitudes toward traditional institutions, and questions about the relevance of monarchy in democratic societies create a complex environment for any future sovereign. Yet these same challenges may also provide opportunities for innovation and connection with younger generations. Her public appearances suggest an awareness of these dynamics. During her first major speech at the Princess of Asturias Awards ceremony in 2019, when she was just 13, she spoke with remarkable poise about the values of effort, solidarity, and commitment to the common good. The speech was widely praised for its sincerity and age-appropriate gravitas, suggesting careful preparation but also genuine understanding of her role. Balancing tradition and innovation. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Princess Leonor's development is how she embodies both continuity and change. Her participation in traditional ceremonies demonstrates respect for constitutional and cultural traditions, while her educational choices and public demeanor suggest a thoroughly modern approach to royal duty. Her language skills exemplify this balance. Fluent in Spanish, Catalan, and English, with knowledge of Arabic reflecting Spain's historical connections to the Islamic world, she represents Spain's multilingual and multicultural reality. Her comfort with these languages during public appearances demonstrates not just linguistic competence but cultural sensitivity, crucial skills for a future head of state in an increasingly diverse nation. The princess's approach to public engagement also reflects generational change. While maintaining the formal dignity expected of royalty, she appears more naturally interactive with the public during official events. Her smiles seem genuine rather than practiced, and her attention during public ceremonies appears focused rather than dutiful. The modern Spanish monarchy. To understand Princess Leonor's significance, one must appreciate the evolution of the Spanish monarchy itself. Unlike the ancient monarchies of neighboring countries, Spain's current royal house represents a relatively recent restoration following the Franco dictatorship. King Juan Carlos I's role in democratization gave the monarchy legitimacy, but that legitimacy must be continually earned rather than assumed. King Felipe VI's reign has emphasized transparency, constitutional fidelity, and public service. The royal household's budget has been scrutinized and reduced, official activities have become more accessible to media coverage, and the family's lifestyle has been notably more modest than previous generations. Princess Leonor's education and development reflect these values, privilege balanced with responsibility, tradition tempered with accessibility. This modern approach extends to how the royal family manages public communication. Queen Letitia's media background influences their strategy, understanding public appetite for royal news while maintaining appropriate privacy boundaries. The careful release of family photographs, strategic public appearances, and controlled access to the princess's educational milestones demonstrate sophisticated media management adapted for the digital age. International connections and future diplomacy. Princess Leonor's international education positions her well for the diplomatic aspects of modern monarchy. Her connections with fellow students from around the world, her experience living independently in Wales, and her exposure to different cultural perspectives provide invaluable preparation for representing Spain on the global stage. European royal families increasingly serve important diplomatic functions, offering informal channels for international communication and cultural exchange. Princess Leonor's generation of future monarchs, including her contemporaries in Belgium, the Netherlands, and other European nations, will likely collaborate closely as they assume their roles in the coming decades. Her comfort with multiple languages and cultures suggests she could effectively represent Spain's interests and values internationally. Spain's complex relationships with Latin America, its position within the European Union, and its historical connections to North Africa and the Mediterranean all require nuanced diplomatic skills that her education appears designed to develop. The question of relevance. Perhaps the most significant challenge facing Princess Leonor is the fundamental question of monarchy's relevance in modern democratic societies. Public opinion polls show mixed attitudes toward the institution, with younger generations particularly questioning traditional hierarchies and inherited privilege. Yet Princess Leonor's approach suggests awareness of these concerns. Her emphasis on public service, her commitment to education and self-improvement, and her apparent understanding of constitutional monarchy's role in democratic governance demonstrate sophisticated thinking about her future responsibilities. The monarchy's survival and success will likely depend on its ability to demonstrate value to Spanish society, providing stability, representing national unity, supporting democratic institutions, and serving the public interest. Princess Leonor's development suggests preparation for exactly these challenges. Looking forward, the future queen. As Princess Leonor continues her military education and prepares for eventual succession, she represents both continuity and change for Spain. Her generation faces challenges previous royals never encountered: climate change, technological revolution, global inequality, and evolving concepts of leadership and authority. Yet her preparation suggests readiness for these challenges. Her international perspective, her commitment to public service, her understanding of Spain's diverse cultural reality, and her apparent comfort with the demands of constitutional monarchy all point toward potential success in her future role. The teenage princess who swore her constitutional oath in 2023 embodies the hopes of a nation seeking to balance tradition with progress, democracy with stability, and Spanish identity with international engagement. Whether she succeeds in these complex balancing acts will depend not just on her personal qualities, which appear promising, but on Spain's own evolution and the world's changing relationship with traditional institutions. As she continues her journey from princess to future queen, Leonor de Borbón y Ortiz carries the weight of history and the hope of the future. Her story is still being written, but its opening chapters suggest a protagonist well prepared for the extraordinary challenges and opportunities that await Spain's next monarch. In an age of rapid change and institutional questioning, Princess Leonor represents the possibility of monarchy's continued relevance through adaptation, service, and genuine commitment to democratic values. Her success or failure will not just determine the Spanish crown's future, but contribute to broader questions about leadership, tradition, and representation in the modern world. The young woman who once nervously delivered her first public speech has grown into a confident future leader. As Spain watches her development with interest and hope, Princess Leonor continues to embody both the promise of her generation and the enduring power of institutions that successfully adapt to serve changing times.